What's up, guys? GameNut here, and welcome back to my NFL regular season predictions. Week number 3 is now upon us. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at last week, see how well we did and what our record was. And as you guys can see, we improved over week 1, man. We had ourselves a 12-4 record, only getting 4 games wrong, which isn't too bad, man. And honestly, it should have been 3 because somehow those Cowboys made that comeback, man. I also didn't think that the Saints would lose to the Raiders. Crazy week, man, of football. It was definitely fun. But like I said, we made an improvement, went 12-4, which is pretty good. However, for Madden 21, they actually they went down 1. They went 7-9, so did worse from week 1, which is great news for us because obviously the end goal is at the end of the season trying to have way more games guessed correctly than Madden 21. So to kick things off, we obviously have ourselves Thursday Night Football, which, as you guys know, was one of the most thrilling, anticipated matchups of the season. Okay, I'll calm down now. Miami Dolphins going to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, you guys know, wasn't the most exciting primetime game to watch, but I definitely picked the Jaguars to win this game, man. I would not have expected to see the Miami Dolphins come out and put on a performance like they did there on Thursday night, man. I mean, they put a whooping on Jacksonville, man, and honestly, I feel like that kind of was a wake-up call for those guys because I feel like every time I just look at Gardner Minshew, he's just like happy-go-lucky. He's smiling 24/7, and I feel like this put him like in a wake-up call, man. Like losing to the Dolphins and in that fashion, man, it was honestly kind of nice to see for me, but nonetheless, like I said, definitely was not expecting Miami to come out and win this game that way. So our first Sunday matchup on the schedule, we've got the Houston Texans 0-2 going to take on the Steelers, who are 2-0. And man, we definitely cannot judge the Texans for having this record, man, because you guys know it was a hell of an opening schedule, man. Having the Chiefs and then the Ravens, I mean, the NFL is dirty for doing them like that, man, no doubt. I mean, that's tough 2 games. And then the third one here isn't too much easier, man. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, they look great this year. The Steelers, they seem like they're going to be a contender once again. But I'm still going to go with Houston for this game, man. Okay, I don't see them going and falling to 0-3. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see Deshaun Watson losing 3 games in a row. I can't imagine that happening. But like I said, I know the Steelers are tough. They're playing well, and I feel like they definitely could win this game, but I'm pulling for the Texans in this one. The only game this week where both teams are 0-2, so somebody's going to be getting their first win of the season in this one, man. Joe Burrow and his Bengals going to take on Carson Wentz and the Eagles, man. I think this will be a decent matchup, and honestly, I think either team could win. I do think Burrow looks pretty solid, man. I mean, the Bengals got some things to work out. They're obviously still not an amazing team. The defense definitely is just, it seems really bad, but I think I am going to have to go with the Eagles, man. They've had a rough start to their season as well. I feel like they should have won at least 1 game so far up until this point, and a home game matchup against the rookie Joe Burrow, I feel like this is a great time for them to get their first win. Man, last week, the amount of injuries that occurred was just insane, man. I cannot believe it, and these are 2 teams going at it where they lost a ton, man. The 49ers 1-1 going to take on the Giants, who are 0-2, and I mean, I don't even have to say it, but you guys already know. Bosa being out, Barkley for the Giants. I mean, I think the Niners got hit with, Garoppolo, Mostert, and then Eric Armstead as well. I mean, they took blow after blow, man. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's definitely going to be a different look for this game as opposed to what it would have been, a week ago without everybody, just having their knees sliced up. Okay, anyways, jokes aside, for this football game, man, who I think's going to win, honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the Giants, man. Okay, you guys might call me crazy, but listen, the Niners just lost so many players, okay? Nick Mullins is coming in to start. Yes, Barkley is out for the Giants as well, but I mean, 2 studs on defense are out for the Niners. I don't know, man. This is gonna be an interesting game for sure because tons of injuries happened, but I don't know. I just feel like the Giants might be able to get the upset here. The now 2-0 Las Vegas Raiders, good on them, man, winning last week against the Saints. That was definitely a big win for those guys, and in their nice new stadium as well. They this week are going to take on Cam Newton and the Patriots, who are now 1-1. And man, last week that game against Seattle, that was a thriller, man. One of the best games of the season so far, without question, man. But Cam looks good. I think he's going to be great for the Patriots. I've been saying it. I mean, you got to let him play. Just as he progresses through the season and continues to just get more comfortable in this offense, I think he's going to get better and better, man. But as for this matchup, I am going to go with Cam Newton. I'm going to have him bouncing back and getting the win this week. I don't think the Raiders are going to start off their season 3-0. And I don't know, man. Like I said, Cam Newton, he looked really good. They were like insanely close to being the Seahawks last week, man. So I think they're definitely of knocking off the Raiders and giving them their first loss this year. Next up, the Tennessee Titans, now 2-0, going to take on the Minnesota Vikings, 0-2, man. A rough start to the season for these guys. I don't know what's going on over there in Minnesota, but they got to get their act together, and I am going to pick them this week. I'm going to think that this is their week to get their act together, man. The Titans, I still do not think that they are that incredible of a team. Yes, they have, not lost yet this season, but it's only 2 games in, man. And the Vikings, I don't know. I just think that they might be able to get some kinks out this week, and it would definitely be a good time to get a win here against the Titans playing home. Ooh, this should actually be a pretty good matchup. I'm looking forward to watching this one on Red Zone. Washington football team going to take on the Cleveland Browns. Both of these guys now sitting at 1-1. I mean, obviously, Washington, they had a great week 1. They looked pretty dominant, beating the Eagles. And then the Browns, they did look really good last week as well against the Bengals in primetime. Obviously, they got smacked week 1 against my Ravens, but they bounced back, man, and got themselves a good win. So both these teams, I feel like they've got, a little chip on their shoulder. They really both want to win this game. But I'm going to go with the football team, man. Okay, I'm not going to pick them many times this year, but I can just see it being a Cleveland thing, man. Like, they did great last week in primetime, beating the Bengals, and then they're going to fall here to Washington. I don't know. I could see it happening. It's just a Brown thing, and I'm going with the football team. Ooh, our first matchup on the schedule where neither team has lost yet. The 2-0 Rams going to take on the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. I really like this matchup as well, man. Josh Allen, he's been playing really solid so far this year, man. A lot of people giving him high praise, but you got to also remember he hasn't played the greatest teams yet. So this is definitely going to be a great test for him, man. And I'm going to roll with him, okay? I'm believing in Josh Allen. I think he is going to be a very good quarterback for the Bills. And I can see him going undefeated once again, man. I can see him getting the win here home against the Rams and going 3-0 and forcing the Rams to be the team that gets their first loss this year. Oh boy, and here we go with the Chicago Bears sitting at 2-0 somehow, going against the Atlanta Falcons, who are now sitting somehow 0-2. I mean, the Falcons, man, what an insane game last week against the Cowboys. I mean, I didn't watch the full thing. I just remember seeing the Falcons being up by like 20-something points, and once again, they blew the lead. I mean, Atlanta, I don't know what you guys are doing there. How do you blow these leads when you're up by 20-plus points? But the Bears, once again, I feel like they got lucky wins in both their games, and the Falcons obviously have been close both times. And I feel like Atlanta, this is where they're going to get their first win, man. No way that the Bears are able to beat the Falcons, especially as Atlanta, they've just been looking silly lately, not being able to finish out a game like last week. I'm going to go with the Falcons to get the win here. The 0-2 Carolina Panthers now going to take on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are sitting at 1-1. And obviously the big thing here, man, is Christian McCaffrey, another one of the star players that got hurt last week, man. Thankfully for him, he's not out for the entire season. He's going to be out, a couple months though for him, which is, sucks for the Panthers for sure, because they already don't have much as it is. So I think this is going to be an easy call here, going with the Chargers. I think the rookie Justin Herbert, if they continue to start him, because he looked solid last week against the Chiefs, man. It was kind of nice to see that work out for the Chargers, but I think he definitely picks up career win number 1 here against the Panthers without Christian McCaffrey. The New York Jets, man, sitting at 0-2. The poor Jets, man. I don't ever know what to say about those guys. Now going to take on the 1-1 Colts at home. Phillip Rivers, I think, definitely gets himself a win here, and T.Y. Hilton bounces back. I know he has had a terrible start to the season because I've had him on my fantasy team, so that man better get his act together, and I think it is definitely a great game here against the New York Jets. Obviously, not one of the better teams in the NFL, so I feel like Phillip Rivers and the Colts, this should be a good win for them. The now 1-1 Dallas Cowboys. Again, what an insane game, man. They should be sitting at 0-2. Cannot believe the outcome of that game. They are going to take on the 2-0 Seattle Seahawks, man. And obviously, with this game, there's no question. I'm picking the Hawks, man. I mean, Russell Wilson, he looks as good as ever, dominant as ever. I mean, he just put on a show last week on primetime against that Patriots defense, I feel like. And against the Cowboys, obviously, we know they got their struggles, barely got the win last week, somehow was able to pull the miracle off. But against a team like Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, I don't see that happening. Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers 1-1, going to take on now the Denver Broncos at home, who are 0-2, man. And once again, the Broncos, another team to just not be able to catch a break, man. Just taking blow after blow, losing Cortland Sutton now last week on top of it. And it's just, I feel for you Broncos fans, man. I really do. It just does not seem like the injury bug is in your favor this year, man. But it sucks to see. And on top of all the injuries, I think it's definitely a pretty easy call here to be rolling with Tom Brady to pick up his second career win with with the Bucs here, man. I mean, like I said, on top of all the injuries, I think the Bucs are going to continue to click. He's played here before plenty of times. Tom Brady, he's got the experience, and like I said, I think Tom Brady gets the win. Man, the only thing that I hope for is that this matchup doesn't result in a tie again. I don't know if you guys remember that. I believe it was last year, but the Lions and the Cardinals ended up tying each other. But Detroit now sitting at 0-2. Once again, another team where they should be at least 1-1, man. You guys know that week 1 matchup. They never can get their act together, man. Another team like that. But they are now going to take on the Cardinals, who are off to a very hot start on their season, now sitting at 2-0. And for this matchup, man, although I do feel like the Lions are very capable of being able to win this game, I just have to stick with the home team and the ones that I said like are on a hot streak right now. Going with the Cardinals. The offense is moving. Kyler Murray, you know, he's doing good, man. I just feel like it's hard to be able to pick against the Cardinals right now. Like I said, I think the Lions, they're capable of winning, but it's just like they can't do it. It just never seems like they can win, so I feel like I can't really pick them. And now for our Sunday night football, man, this is going to be a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one, man. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees going at it. Primetime Sunday night, man. It's going to be exciting. 2-0 for the Packers and Rodgers, whereas Drew Brees is now sitting at 1-1 after losing to the Raiders last week. And like I said, man, this is a tough game. Whenever you got a matchup like this with quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, it can go either way, man. And you know, like I said, both teams are playing fantastic, and I think I am going to go with the Packers for this game, man. Okay, listen, I do think the Saints can win, and honestly, very well might win this game, but I'm going to roll with the Packers just because they look better. I think Devontae Adams could possibly be out, which is going to hurt them, but nonetheless, I still think that Aaron Rodgers finds a way to get it done, man. The Saints, they just always start off their season rough. I don't know what it is, but it just always seems like within like the first 4 games for New Orleans, they always lose 2, and I think this is definitely going to be one of those games that they lose, man. So I can see Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback that comes out on top for Sunday Night Football. And finally, last but not least, Monday Night Football. We have approached my game with my Ravens, man. I'm not gonna lie, the NFL, they blessed us with the primetime games for Week 3. Maybe not Thursday, but they definitely did for Sunday and Monday. But we are going to be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of us are 2-0. Somebody's got to lose their first game of the season, man. And of course, I'm not going to be picking against my Ravens. Why would I pick against my own team? But I am not stupid. I do know football, and obviously I know my Ravens are very well capable of winning against almost every team in this league. But this is one game where I very well am anticipating a loss, okay? I know it is possible. I do think that this year, however, we actually do get the win. Lamar's got to get one on Mahomes, man, okay? He's 0-2 against Mahomes, and at some point he's got to get the win, and I definitely think that this is that game, man. I think we finally get the win against them. Lamar gets number 1. But again, like I said, obviously the Chiefs are more than capable of being able to get the win. And I am mentally prepared to take the loss here, man, because I know it's possible against a team like the Chiefs. But anyways, you guys, that is going to do it for my predictions for week number 3, man. Another fantastic group of games. I'm excited to watch it. Like I said before, man, it does suck that I'm going to have to wait a whole extra day to watch my Ravens play. It's going to hurt on the inside, but we definitely have a bunch of fantastic matchups on Sunday, so I'm excited to watch some Red Zone and see how these games unfold, man. But once again, I hope all of you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.